We have a clip from CNN also. This is...
Are you turning to the left?
Yeah, right. This is a
Second
clip
from CNN.
This is a clip of Trump's popular vote polls. It looks like he's tied right now. The Real Clear Politic polling average has Trump tied with Harris, as well as CNN. So here's that clip.
Trump may finally get his great white whale. Harris versus Trump national margin. You mentioned that New York Times poll, a tie. That's actually right in the middle of the spectrum when we're talking about recent polling data. You don't have to look very far to find Donald Trump ahead nationally. He was up by 2 points in the CNBC poll, up by 3 in the Wall Street Journal poll. Very close races within the margin of error. But then the same thing on the other side, right? You have Harris up by 3 points according to Ipsos. The Say 24 YouGov poll, that's a bunch of academics, also has Harris up by 3. But the bottom line is, with the popular vote, which we really haven't focused upon, a very, very tight race, John. Fact is, Donald Trump is very much in a position he could win the popular vote, which, of course, is something he would absolutely love to do.
I have the sense, as my prediction,
Okay.
it's just my prediction, I have the sense it's going to be an absolute blowout.
Yeah, you think so?
And I can't see anything less than that, because when they're all saying the polls are as close, but they are so far off.
Yeah.
And they always have been. When Reagan won in 1980, it was a landslide. It was the last time New York actually was won by a Republican.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe that Trump has the ability to do it again.
Yeah.
And the left did it to themselves.
Yeah.
That's going to be the best part of this.
Yeah.
It's going to
went too
be
far.
thank you,
Right.
left,
They went too far with
everything.
the gender junk. With
Yeah.
Yep. Lawfare.
yeah, the immigrants,
Gender.
everything.
Yeah.
They pushed
Bringing
it too
in
far.
opening our borders, bringing
Yeah.
out an app to make people go
Right.
online, fill out the app, and you come with
Yeah.
an appointment to the border so you can get right on in.
Yeah,
or
right.
we'll just fly you into the city of your choice.
Right.
Oh my God.
And yeah,
So-
this is like the greatest campaign for a Republican ever. I mean, Trump has got so much support. He's got Robert Kennedy.
Yeah.
He's got Tulsi Gabbard. They're all joining in. This is like a super powerful administration.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen, but Trump's been going on like a ton of podcasts.
Yeah, yes.
Trump and Vance have been going on a ton
Everywhere.
of podcasts the past couple of months. Because his son Barron actually watches some of the guys.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so he suggested
Go
to
on
his
there.
father, go on these guys. I think Trump's gonna.
He's reaching a lot of people who don't normally watch news.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, I think he's gonna crush it with the young male vote because
That's going to make a big
Yeah.
difference.
And Trump's going on the Joe Rogan podcast
Yeah.
today. Maybe
Yeah.
right now, I don't know, but
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
it's happening. That's going to be huge. And
I think it's going to be great. I think he's going to break. Joe Rogan's going to break all the records as far as
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
viewership goes. There's no doubt about it, because people love to watch Trump just be himself.
Yeah.
right.
Answer questions. He can answer questions and talk for hours.
Oh, yeah.
Kamala can't even do it for 5 seconds, man.
Yeah.
His bell blows up. It's like,
Yeah. Well, and Vance, too. He went on Theo Vaughn's podcast. We got a clip here for
yeah,
a second.
great job.
And I was listening to him for a little bit, and they were talking about sports and stuff, so I skipped it. It bores me. But he's a regular guy.
Yeah.
You get Tim
Yeah.
Walz on there, and he's talking about women's sports. Like,
Yeah.
no regular guy watches women's sports, okay?
Unless they're
Bizarre.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
But like I was saying, JD Vance, he just seems like a normal guy. He talks like a normal guy. He converses like a normal guy. His
he's just such
posture,
a cool,
just normal
regular
guy.
dude.
Same
Yeah.
thing with Trump. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, they're really stiff. They have pre-scripted lines. They have stuff memorized. They don't speak from the cuff.
Yeah. See, all the people that are complaining, all the left and all the loudmouths that you hear, other than the young crazies who are basically following their leaders,
Yeah.
but all these other people are all older, and they're used to the old way of doing politics. The old way of doing politics actually comes from England. And if you ever
Yeah.
watched anything that happened in the Parliament in England, they wear wigs,
Yeah, right.
and they act with formality one to another and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. And to a degree, I guess that was kind of cool for
Yeah.
its time. But these people are trying to hold on to a
Yeah.
day gone by, because the average American today doesn't want to hear some politician
No.
whining and telling us all this stuff that he's never going to do.
Right.
Trump actually got in and did what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
Right.
That blew people's minds. It's like, oh my God, you actually moved the capital? Yeah,
Right.
you moved our embassy to the capital in Israel? You
Right.
really did it?
Yeah.
The politicians were so angry at him.
Yeah.
You can't do that. We just have to say we're going to do it, but you can't
Right.
really
You
do
can
it.
actually do it.
that's when they really turned
Yeah.
hard against Trump.
Yeah.
Again, had to do with Israel.
Yeah,
Right.
good point. Yeah, I think there's an element of that old-fashionedness that we like, but the difference between that and the Democrats is when the old-fashioned people did that in England, they actually believed what they said. One, two, they were articulate, and three, if they didn't do what they said they were going to do, they're probably going to end up on the end of a pitchfork.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
a little bit of a difference there.
Yeah, or worse.
Or worse, yes.
Well, I mean, there's no reason why we still can't tar and feather somebody and send them out on a rail car. I mean,
He's just kidding. Okay, he's
no,
just
you
kidding.
might want to read about that. That's an interesting history. They actually
Yeah.
tarred and feathered people.
Oh yeah,
When you think about that, that's pretty cruel.
yeah.
You know,
It
But
is.
that person can't just go down the road to the next town and like start a new life all of a sudden.
Right.
It takes like a year or two to be able to get all the tar off your body from the skin falling off.
Oh, man.
I mean, so when you think about the price people had to
Yeah.
pay at that time, today people don't pay a price for anything.
No.
So we're a whole different generation, and I know that your generation, especially, and those who may be born in the millennial generation as well, they're all at that place where they're sick and tired of
I think
the old,
so, yeah.
the old way. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
we don't want to hear somebody getting up talking like that.
And that's the great thing about Trump, because before he was a politician, which he's not really a politician, he was an actor and
Promoter.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he doesn't take himself very seriously, which is going great in his favor. Just 2 weeks ago, he was on a podcast with a group of guys. I don't remember what their names were, but they're a couple comedians, and the interview was great. They weren't like Trump fans,
Yeah,
so the
yeah.
questions weren't like, "Oh, Trump, we love you," just softball questions. They were just genuinely good questions. Some of them were funny, and it was just a great conversation. And the podcast is huge, so a bunch of people watched it, and it shows that Trump is just a regular guy.
Yeah.
He can tell jokes. He doesn't take himself super seriously. He's just a guy that you can have a conversation with, which is
And that's
super
what the
cool.
politicians are afraid of.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
yeah.
regular guy.
Yeah.
Because you can't just be regular and run for politics. You can't be a regular president. You got to belong to the skull and crossbones. I
Right.
mean, you got to be part of the inside
Yeah.
group.
Which I
So,
think people are annoyed of,
think
tired
so.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep. Annoyed and tired.
yeah,
Yes.
I know I am.
for sure.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you didn't enjoy this video, leave a comment. We'd love to read them. And leave your comments about videos you'd like to see in the future. And we'll catch you next time.